Hello everyone, I am Ramesh KS. In this session, the continuation part, iterative constructs or looping construct. For construct we will discuss now. So this structure is most important. This is the most important structure. The structure is also called as fixed execution structure. Remember this. Don't forget this. This is what fixed execution structure. So this structure usually used when we know advance exactly how many times set of statement is repeatedly executed. That means we can easily predict how many times it will be executed. In such situations we are using this construct. Okay, the structure can be used as an increment looping construct or decrement looping construct. Okay, see here. The structure is a fixed execution structure. The structure is usually used when we know in advance exactly how many times the set of statement is to be repeatedly executed again and again. The structure can be used as an increment or looping structure or decrement looping structure. So this is a general form of the structure is programming language as follows. This is the syntax we have to follow this syntax. Okay, now. So in this the expression 1 I am taking, expression 2, expression 3, the statement 1 and the statement 2 and statement n number of statements we are taking. So now this is expression 1 represents initialization always, expression 2 condition, expression 3 is incrementation. This is the syntax. This is the syntax. This is syntax. Okay, so this is a flow chart. You can observe this flow chart. So this is the flow chart. CV means control variable, IV means initial value, FV means final value. So depend upon these conditions, the statement will be executed. Once if it is true, the statement will be executed. So here you can see the initialization is an expression which initialize the loop counter or a control variable. The condition is logical expression that determines the repetition of the loop. That means repetition of the loop again and again it will be executed until the condition becomes true. Okay, now. So I am taking one programming example so that you can understand easily. Okay, this is an example. Okay, let us concentrate on this. See, sum is equal to 0. So the program segment to find the sum of first 50 natural numbers. The first 50 natural numbers sum we are developing. Okay, this is a programming segment. Okay, so now all of you know that how to understand this example. Sum is equal to 0. First I am initializing sum is equal to 0. For I is equal to 1 to 100 means for I is equal to I value is 1. So once one I value is I less than or equal to n I am taking, n is 50 here, 1 less than or equal to 50 true. So once if it is true, the following statement will be executed. Sum is equal to sum plus I. Sum is what? 0. In above you can see 0. 0 plus I value what? 1. Sum is what now? Sum is 1. So now it will come out from this loop. No. Up to until 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to 50 elements it will check and it will calculate some value. So sum value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the final sum value will be coming after completion of 50. Okay, na? 51 iteration, 51 less than or equal to 50 becomes first, it will come out. So before that the sum value will be captured. Okay, this is the example. Okay, this is a for loop example. Let us take one simple example I am taking. Okay, for your understanding I am taking one simple example. For I is equal to 0, I less than or equal to 2, I plus plus. Okay, na? I plus plus. So now what I am doing is I am writing print I. Okay, now print I. So this is the example. You can take this example also, no problem. So now in this case what happened, this is the initialization, This is a condition. This is increment operator. Increment operator means what? Increasing a value by 1 unit. Okay na? This is condition, checking condition. This is we are assigning the value 0 to I. So now in this example, what happens? First it will execute the first expression, I is equal to 0. Again what happens? I value will be substituted at 0 less than or equal to 2. So which becomes true? It is true. It is true. So once if it is true, what happens? Print I value what? 0 will be printed. Again what happens? It will move to the for. Again it will move to the for. So again I value will be incremented with the help of this one. I value will be incremented by this expression. I is 0. Now it is incremented by 1 unit. Now what happens? I becomes 1 now. I becomes 1 now. I becomes 1. So again 1 less than or equal to 2. So which becomes true? Again true. Again true. Once if it is true, print I. Print I means what? 1. Print 1. So 1 we are printing. So again what happens? It will move to the for loop. Again for loop it is moving. It is moving. Another time it will moving to the for loop. So again I value will be incremented. How much value incremented? Now I is 1, incremented by 1 unit. Now I becomes 2 now. Now I becomes 2 now. I becomes 2 now. So 2 less than or equal to 2, which becomes true. 2 less than or equal to 2. 2 less than or equal symbol also there na. That's why it is true. So print I, 2 value will be printed. Again what happens? Again moving to the for. Again I value will be incremented. I becomes 3 now. So now tell me 3 less than or equal to 2, which becomes false in this statement, which becomes false. Once if it is false, the statement will not be executed. This for loop will be ended. So this is a practical explanation about this for loop. Okay. So this is the syntax. This is syntax. This is syntax. This is syntax. This is a flowchart. This is a programming example you have to understand. Okay. Okay, all of you. Have any doubts, please ask me. Thank you everyone.